Treasure Maze is here. Let's see if I'm actually on the right area and if it's actually going. It says YouTube's on. It said, but it's not on my two waiting. Two waiting. Okay, LinkedIn profile, yes. Oh, there I am. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's like about a almost 30 to 40-minute delay. Hi, Treasure Hunt. How are you? I'm so happy you're here. Let's see. I love this. It's working. I think I have all the kinks out. Let's see. Yes. Welcome to Capture and Connect Treasure. I'm so happy. Treasure Maze. Did I say treasure hunt again? I'm always doing that too. I'm sorry, Scott. Scott, that's awesome. Welcome so much. I'm so happy that you're here. I am giving another gift at the end. I love giving little gifts, and it goes with this actual podcast. Hey, I see. So I see David just popped up. Hey, barely can hear you. Let me see. Oh, let's see. Treasure, can you hear me? It's plugged in. Mm-mm. Let me check the volume. Oh, it's on the it's on the wrong one. Thank you. Okay. Can I change it? Oh, it's on the MacBook Pro. Hold on. You can make hold on one sec. Oh no. Oh no. How do I change? It won't let me change. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's not on this. All right, let me see if I can change this. That's annoying. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is working." See, you can't hear me because I'm on this mic and it's not plugged in. So let me do this. Let me try this. Okay, hold on. I'm going to try. Thank you for letting me know. All right, let me go to my system preferences. Hmm, hold on. Is it plugged in? I think so. Hold on. Let me do this first. Two things. There's always something. Let me make sure the Shure is on. That's what it's called. Why aren't you like, okay. Oh, what's funny is that I was so worried about, okay, let's do this. Sound. Let's go to sound. Sure. Okay, testing. Says sure. And now okay, the computer itself is on sure, but let's see if this is on. No, that's annoying. Oh, wait. No, then now it's on the camera. Okay, that's the camera. Okay, hold on. Why isn't it doing it here? Because the computer is saying that it's on. I'm yelling over here. The computer is saying that it's using this mic, but for some reason, again, Riverside, you're killing me, Riverside. 3 minutes. 3 minutes of this. Oh my gosh, I have such please, please, Riverside, help me out here. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Is it working now? Hold on. No. Oh my gosh. Riverside, you are really annoying. Let's see. Audio, audio, video, all settings. I'm sorry, guys. It will not let me change it. It is so annoying. So you guys can't hear me, right? Can you hear me better? Tell me yes or no. And it looks like it's trying to go into the MacBook Pro. Oh, you can hear me good now? I don't think it's working because when I hit this, you should be hearing that. Does it sound okay? So does it sound? Hi, Nina. Does it sound like I'm on my mic, this mic, or because you guys know that have been here before? Oh, you can hear me. No, you can hear me good too. So maybe okay. I don't know because it should be going to the mic, and it's saying. I mean, I got the computer connected to this, but Riverside. So if you so sorry, guys. Let's just get the party going. If you can hear me, awesome. I'll fix this. Okay, cool. All right, so maybe it's working. All right, welcome you guys. So crazy with live, right? We've got to do live. I mean, that's the way it is. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Let me move this out of the way so I don't have to see stuff. Okay, please let's get the ball rolling, right? We're going to talk about spring. Aren't you guys excited about spring? Okay, some of you guys live in the snow. Some of you guys feel that cold. Some of you guys really feel that like I can't go out cuz it's in the negative. I've never felt that. Well, I have felt that, but it's been like 35 years ago until this year. Oh my gosh. So I thought about this podcast. I'm like, let's talk about spring because we're going to get ready, right? We're going to get ready and have some fun. But I want you to, I'm just so excited because it really is about, we're going to talk about when we dive into photographing this spring, what excites you. And I'm just like, how to create from yourself, but also for your clients and not taking your work and trying to make it just not taking the spirit of what you do but also to connect to your clients. So I'm just excited because it's a new thing, a new spring, a new way of thinking for some of you. And at the end, if you stick with me all the way to the end, somebody will win a prize because I love giving prizes and it goes with what we're talking about today. That's what I was telling Treasure. So yeah, so I'm excited now. If any of you guys are, I wonder if Nina, is that my Nina? Is that my Nina or is your name Nina? Because Nina, okay, so some of you guys don't know, I'm half. I mean, I don't know how to say this. You know, people like, oh, you have to say it politically correct. I'm 60 years old. I don't need. I'd say it the way I want. I'm half Hispanic and I'm half white. So mom and dad got married and did all their things and made me. And so we do a lot of Spanish. And Nina means godmother in Spanish. So that I'm wondering if her name is Nina or if that's my Nina. All right, let's talk about this. Okay, I'm just like, hi Nina. Hi. Yes. Okay. I'm just thinking about my Nina right now. I love her. Okay, so spring is here. Yes, let's talk about spring and let's get excited about photographing, you guys. So I want to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you like I always do to think about your connections and what you do. You make photography for your people and for yourself. We make feelings. That's what we do. And I want it to go beyond you. I want you to impact other people with your photography better. So, what I call most photographers in the beginning, and no, your name is, my name is Nina, short for, oh, okay. That's okay. That's awesome. Nanette. Nanette, I hope it, well, nice to meet you. All right, let me get this. It's live, man. I'm gonna get this cough drop out. I'm actually feeling better, but my throat was a little scratchy, so I put a cough drop in. So the what I want to talk to you about, and it's gonna ruffle some people's feathers. There's no two ways about it. But I call it the me syndrome, and it's when we create from our own perspective and also and not thinking about other connections, right? So if you've ever gotten to a place where you don't know what to photograph because you're not really sure, That's probably the me syndrome. And we're going to get rid of that me syndrome. But I want to do real quick, I do check the chats in between. So let me just, because Nina's here, so I want to let her know, and any of you that are brand new to this podcast, it's every single Tuesday at 11:30. And I changed my YouTube to CC Biz Method. It was a Photo Biz Method, and I did that for a reason because my true core coaching program is called CC Biz Method. And so I wanted my YouTube to say CC Biz Method before it was, like I say, Photo Biz Method. But what happened was I kept having problems with this. And I think we've got it down with Riverside. I've been working with Riverside on getting this podcast going. So what I did was I shared my actual channel instead of the link to this podcast episode, which is happening right now. Normally I sell the link, normally I share the link, but every Tuesday I'm here at 11:30 Eastern time, and also I'm here on LinkedIn, and it worked. I love LinkedIn. I have good friends over there, good connections over there, but I didn't know how to link up this with LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, let's find each other over there. It's Janice Sullivan. I don't think they have like a, I don't know. I just know like YouTube now has a call name. But I wanted to let you know this, I am here, and it depends on the questions that I get, then I will make these podcasts for you guys. So if once today's done, then I will cut this up and I will put really what's really like what we're talking about and what I'm helping you with. And I will cut it all up and I will put it in Spotify, Apple, Audible, and Amazon Music. And if you love what I'm doing, it would be awesome to get a review. It's a brand new podcast. I'm enjoying it. I love it. It's a lot of fun. So that's where I'm hanging out. And I have Raws over there. So the Raws are they're every single week a I do a raw on what's happening in the business, and they are very straightforward, to the truth, no fluff. It's not really teaching. It's more about entrepreneurship, the goods and the bads, because it's not always perfect. But how do you challenge yourself to get to the next step? That's how you build a photography business, is getting to the next step, getting to the next step, right? Anything that you do, honestly. But we're here to really touch people with our photography and take your passion to profit. And if you're a naysayer, then you're not like me, because I'm like, if somebody tells me no, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what you think. I'll show you. I will show you. So, yes, we are live right now, and I'm going to go ahead and start what we're talking about. But I'm going to look at the chats because I can see there's chats popping up, and I really get excited. So, I want to do something. Oh, that's that one. That's not it. Let's go back because I want to. So, we're live podding right now. Um, let's look at the chat. Ooh, and you know what? When I came back, usually I have to scroll down. So now I could see big name photographer. To get a great picture, you must be standing in front of a great subject, right? And I'm even going to give you more stuff. What does this say? Issue picture in picture. Okay, whatever. See, I get all these little pop up things. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. I'm not like a good tech person. So yeah, it's so true, right? And the magic is coming. Now, I don't know about down under because some, Australia, you guys are going into fall. Do you have beautiful falls like we do over here? I mean, there's some beautiful falls over here in New England. Whew, so pretty. So maybe you are getting excited about fall where if you're down under, right? But today I'm excited about spring, and I want to share with you how to think about beyond just yourself on doing what we do. So I'm going to take you away from the me syndrome. All right. Let's see what Nina says. Or you use your eyes and skills to make subjects great, right? And again, I'm going to even teach you another. area to even make it better today, to even make it better. I just love it. So I let me just I'll explain a little bit about me. So when I first started, what I loved to photograph, and I still love, is magical, real big, majestic landscapes and macro photography, very close, mostly flowers. But I really like the intricate details of nature. And that was awesome. If you love to, what do there's certain things that you like in your photography. You throw them in the chat and I'll share them with everybody. But it is about what we truly love and what we are passionate about. Because yes, creative our creativity starts from within. I'm um i'm smiling because I'm excited that you guys are participating. And I'm looking at the chat. But I'm going to tell you the truth about how I understand about business. So just because you love what you do, right? You love what you create, doesn't mean that others are going to buy it, that others are going to like it, because we do it from our soul. So I'm going to help you merge this stuff together. And I had to learn this myself when I was first starting off in my photography, because in the beginning of our photography, we really are exploring our creativity, and that's great. We're exploring what we love to shoot. We're exploring what we want, how we want to make our photography. And it still will never stop. I mean, that's no two ways about it. But I'm going to give you examples of how I went beyond the cricket, nobody around. I'm like, cricket. I always do this, cricket. If you guys see my videos, we put the little chirping in there. Go beyond that. And really, if you don't resonate with other people, you're not going to make sales. You're not going to go passion to profit. It's just going to be your passion. And again, we want to build an audience that really loves what we do and resonates with them, so we can make money and do what we love. You should be able to do that. Now, I'm now in the licensing sector, but I didn't start there. I did start printing and stuff, but I when I do this is what I want you to think about. I'm going to give you steps, and I did little things. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I give you little steps, but I'm just telling you what I did, and so you could think about it. So when you're in the spring right now, just think about, uh, give you ideas here. So what I did was I asked questions like, if somebody, so I really observed what was going on as I was talking about my imagery, as I was sharing. I was on LinkedIn more in the beginning, and I went and I realized certain people like certain things. So it could be the colors of the mood, excuse me, and they were attracted to certain things that I love to make. So I I paid attention to that and what they truly loved, and I asked why. So how do you like? Oh, I love this. So when somebody say, "Oh, I really love this," oh, awesome. Why do you love that? What did you like about the image? And they some most people will respond, and you write, you take notes, you pay attention. So people will pay attention, people will say things, but a lot of times what happens is we just, because it's not like a conversation, so somebody may write something on one of your images and you're like, oh, thanks. But go beyond that and ask questions. And that's just when you're like really far starting off. As you start to work and sell, it will even, you'll ask questions there. And that's how I even got further into what my clients wanted, to give them value, honestly. So they weren't just buying something, they were investing in something. That's how I want you to think. It's a mindset, yes, but just put your big thick skin in and ask questions. I want you to do that. That's what I did. So I understood what they were feeling. And as photographers, I want you to know too, though, it's not just, I mean, I'm talking about the whole creative sector. There's painters and sculptors and musicians and Ansel Adams. And, there's like people, I always put him in because I really like Ansel's stuff. But they paid attention too. They paid attention to what people liked and really honed in on that. They understood their audience. They understood what connected with other people. And I understand that so much that that's why I made this podcast called Capture and Connect. But when you understand and hit the mark of your ideal person, that when these people are commenting and you know this is who you want to serve or who you want to connect with, you get more ideas in your mind to photograph. And it, so when I hear a photographer saying, I don't know what to photograph, I'm kind of, I'm stuck. You know how we go in these creative spins and we're like, I'm stuck. And I'm like, you probably have the me syndrome. And it's okay because we all get it. But when you really, really understand that you go beyond and you're ready because you're like, oh, wow, this spring, I'm going to do these 4 steps that Janice is going to talk about right now. And I'm going to pay attention and I will not be stuck on when I go out and photograph. That's my goal for you, is to pay attention. Because when you shoot what you love and also consider the audience that is going to see your pieces, you will be so ecstatic and have a different mindset to photograph. So that's how we get rid of the me. You shoot what you love, think about your audience, you do some research on, say, themes or colors and emotions that resonate with your buyers. I've got something for you that you could do that towards the end. And you're frustrated with that no one seems to be interested in your work. That's the me syndrome. So I get it. I understand we have to be true to our vision for sure. You should be. But let's take this to the next level and overlap them. And I'll tell you how I did my grand landscapes. I'm going to give you, I like to give you examples because my clients are like, okay, you could say this, Janice, but how do you do it? So I told you I like my grand landscapes. I like my macro photography. I'm going to share with you how I made these pieces on what I just explained to you about my research. So when I shared my grand landscapes to people, and I shared them, and then I shared one that had something in the foreground, something that people could resonate in their mind, uh, like maybe it might be a sign or a little person or maybe even a car or a road, something in there that shows them the perspective of the grandeur. Those did so much better than the image of a beautiful mountain range. And so now when we go photographing, Kevin's like, hey, look at that. That looks so beautiful. And I always, always pay attention to what else is going to be part of that scene because I understood what resonated with my people. Let me see if I have another. Hold on one second. I see a chat. It says one chat. Okay, well, all right. You guys are still okay. You're there, but it still showed me one chat. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss it. So now, with my perspective of knowing, because I've done the research and I paid attention, because you could say, okay, I got all this stuff, but if you don't write it down, that you could say, okay, let me just say this again. You could say, well, okay, people are resonating with this photograph. You got to understand why. Why? You have to ask questions. Why? And they will say, oh, I didn't realize how big it was, or I noticed how big it was because of your road or the little car that's inside, how small the car is compared to how the big mountain is. There's something in my pieces that I do that. And I'll have another example too. So I want, let me, hold on one second. Ooh, I need water. So let me get to, you know how I like to write those number one. So, how do we balance our creativity with your audience? Number one, let me get it. I love doing this. Then I'll come back to chats if you guys want to do this. Observe reactions. That's what I was talking about. What I want you to do, and it works because I've done it, is pay attention to what people love about your work, right? That's what I talked about. What images gets the most engagement? Which pieces spark conversation? And oh, another thing too, which pieces spark conversation? Yeah, I don't care if it's one or two people. That's it. You don't need to. I want you not to compare yourself to a bunch of other photographers if you're following photographers or other people and they see like 20, 30, 40 different comments. Who cares? That's their gig. If you get one person that takes the time to say something about your piece, that is a human being. I have to remind everybody about that because they get so hung up on having the following. And I sometimes, I'll be like, I got all excited because my YouTube hit 6,000 and my grandbaby's all, well, there's a lot of other YouTubers that I have more than you. And I'm like, yeah, but grandma has her favorite people there. It's like, you guys, every single person, every single one of you guys. Also, I mean, if somebody's having takes that time to say, "Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful," ask them, what did you like about it, and pay attention, because you're still going to make the work. You're just going to make more of that, and you'll think about that honestly when you go out and shoot in the spring. And now, two, you listen to feedback. Now, if you sell prints or if you sell workshops or if you license your work or whatever it is and you sold something, I always ask my clients, and I do it myself, get feedback. What did you like? What did you didn't like? And really focus and ask why they chose these specific pieces. Why did you like this? That's going to help you so much and understand that, okay, this sold. Why did it sell? Now, if you haven't had a sale yet, it's okay. You could still ask, like I said before, ask questions. See what they see what comments stand out if you haven't sold yet. But if you sell and you've sold before and you think about the piece that you sold before. Now, if you're watching this now, so you probably haven't asked them yet, or really focused on what did you really like about the piece? What did you like about my offer? What did you like about the workshop? I mean, whatever you're doing, it doesn't always have to be just the photography. But the thing is that when you make offers and when you sell, the photography is what's selling, right? It's what you're doing to attract your perfect client, and you want to go back and do it again when you go outside. I get so excited to photograph because I know what I want to shoot. I know what people like, and it's because of the research that I've done. And social media is awesome nowadays. I'm just saying, it's really cool. Again, go for it and get all that, write it all down. So, number three, this is something that I feel I'm going to give you an example. It doesn't, even if you're not in the art, interior design, I'm just going to say research, art, and design and art. Let me spit that out again. Research, art, and design trends. That's what I do. But what I'm saying here on this is research what you do. So you could, the reason why I research my art and design trends is because I license to hospitality. So I need to really focus on what interior designers like in the hospitality spaces. What does it look like? And the collectors, what do they like and the trends that they're doing? Is it a color? Is it a mood? Is it a style? I don't know. I got to check it out because things change just like your clothes. Now, that's what I do. But let's just say that you are, let's say something that's different that's not in that sector. I want you to think about what you're doing, because a lot of photographers like to teach, like to have workshops and stuff. So what is the styles, what's the artistic way that you are doing in your space? I want you to think about your business too. So this way, it makes a difference. Okay, let me give you an example. I'll give you an example of Lens Babies because Lens Babies was really, really big at the time. The company made a really good lens and it blurs everything out if you guys don't know what Lens Babies is. And so I'm going to tell you about still has even though I'm asking you to do this research, it still has to resonate with you because I don't want you to change and you don't have to. But I understood that Lens Babies was something that people were really liking, the soft feel and everything. And I get it. And so what I did was I made my stuff nice and soft because I was like, I like that feel, but I didn't want to do the Lens Baby scene. So I had fun and I actually, people loved my work. And you don't have to do exactly what other people do. I want you to think about what's out there. And maybe when you come out this spring, you could photograph, you're thinking about that. That you should be thinking about, not maybe you should, for sure. Now, here's something that the step 4, I know I'm going through a lot, so what you can watch this again or do the audio because this is the last step, and then I'll explain some other stuff. So here's the next step: is test and adapt. And so I'll give you obviously an example of mine. So create when you do all the three when you're doing you did all the 3 steps. So we went to let me look here. Let me just say it again. Let me show. Observe reactions, listen to feedback, research your space. Mine is art and design trends, right? Now we get into the last part, which is test and adapt. And that's when you go out and photograph. Which and or play with your business too, but I'm excited about this part. This is where you get like, oh my gosh, this is so great because I understand what they want. I understand what I make. So depending on what you're learning, I want you to things out and create different versions while you're out there and playing. And if things don't resonate, it's okay. It's still fun to create, right? So for me, I mean, let's just explain. So for me, some art may be warm or vibrant. Now, I like colors. I used to be in black and white. Some people are into moody tones, but you got to understand what you love. But I want you to experiment and just have fun. So, for example, there was a time when intentional motion blur, I think it's IMC is an acronym. I'm not very good with acronyms, but for a while there was tons of people doing motion blurs with forests. They were absolutely gorgeous. Some people still do it, but you just do the motion blur, slow shutter speed, and they just did some beautiful forests and trees. And I was like, wow, the aspens looked gorgeous with the yellow. And I fell in love with that. But everybody was doing it. And I thought, okay, Janice, don't be like everyone else because you're just competing. It's still beautiful. And if you want to play and just throw it out there, that's fine. But I'm talking about business here. How can we make our own stuff? So what I did was I love macro photography. I love flowers. I said, I like that motion blur. Let me do something with that, with macro photography and flowers. So let me know. Again, if you have something that you truly love, you could throw it in the chat and we can think of ideas of things that you could do. It would be fun. I love to go back and forth with you guys on what you do and how you can change things up a little bit, have ideas. The more I get to know what you photograph, the more fun we can have here and capture and connect in this live version of it. I'm just giving you my examples so to give you ideas in your mind like what you could do. So what I did was I did these things called macro lens paintings. And at first I didn't name it that. I was just playing with a macro. I took my macro lens and I did it for like I actually taught people how to do it. So it's a motion blur, and it 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 was something that was so close to my soul that I loved it so much, and people resonated with it because it was a sign of the times. People just love those motion blurs, and sometimes I still do them because it's a lot of fun. But they got so big, honestly, that I showed people how to do it. People started writing, and actually, people were putting on podcasts on blogs. Here's Janice's macro lens paintings, which I was like, oh my gosh, I was so honored that I was, when I first saw one of the blogs that somebody was saying here, I noticed that, honestly, to tell you the truth, I noticed a couple people doing the macro after I was teaching them how to do macro lens paintings, and I saw the image, so I clicked on it and went to a blog, and the person actually did say it was Janice Sullivan's a technique. I was like, whoo, I was so excited. But that's not even it. The thing is that I took what everybody's feeling that was going on, and I made it mine. I made it from my soul of what I love to do. And that's what I'm asking you to see what's out there when I say look for trends and stuff like that. I am not telling you at all to go chase the sale. You don't do that. But they bought these pieces. I've had shows with macro lens painting. I have people learn how to do it, and I have people talk about it. Super exciting time in my life with those macro lens paintings. So let me see if there's anybody. What have you guys been chatting about? Anything out there? Let me go. Let me go. Hey, Boris. Hi. Nice to see you. Hi. We are talking about photographing with a purpose. This spring, we're going to photograph. It's a fast, today's a fast podcast because I finished the 4 steps. And then now what I want to do is I want to tell you, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to, this spring or this fall, if you're down under, I want you to really think about creating both for you and for your audience in mind. And no more me syndrome, okay? I'll tell you, because what's going to happen is you're going to impact more people, and you're going to feel it. And it's a great feeling, right? When you touch people with your photography. And that's, again, a lot of times things don't happen because you haven't paid attention to your audience, honestly. You've just been within your soul, and it's time to really touch others. And it's an amazing feeling. It makes me feel so good when my clients are saying, oh my gosh, Janice, I can go out and photograph and I have a whole different mindset. Yeah, you do. It's wonderful. And you will always have ideas to photograph. You will never be into the spot like, I don't know what to shoot next. I've done it all. No, you haven't. You haven't. Because you could go ahead and do what we're doing today and play and have fun. Um, so I hope I'm going to give you, okay, so let me ask, there's 3 things I want you to ask yourself for this spring, or when you're actually going out to photograph and do what I asked you to do, to think no more me, and it's about us. No, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out. I want you to think about this as you go out and photograph. What, number one, what speaks to me? 2, how can I capture this in a way that speaks to my audience too? Slow down when you photograph now. Slow down. What speaks to me? And what will speak to my audience? And the last thing I want you to think when you're out there photographing and making new work and getting out for the spring or fall, how can my work make someone else feel something? And you will see the light as you go out and photograph, and write these things down. I'm going to give you, one of you guys is going to win something. Chat it up a little bit because I'm going to be going over here and going doink. I'm going to put my finger over here to the left because, and get somebody's going to win a prize from me because I truly want to help you. So let's see. Let's see. I'm just looking at my notes because I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Yes, I wanted you to pay attention. So, okay. So what I say here, which I've really thrown in so much. You're creating photography that matters to you and to someone else. That's what we're talking about today as you go and photograph. And if you guys do not know, okay, so let's just say, whoa, I always hit my mic. If you have photography that you may already be able to sell, or maybe somebody has already hit the mark where people are asking, go back and look at some stuff. And like I say, even if it's one comment, find out. Even so, what if it's weeks that you didn't reply back to? Say, hey, I was just wondering what resonate. If they say, "Oh, this is so beautiful," if they're very vague, I want you to go in and really find out what the deal is on why they liked it, so you could really make more of that, more of that feeling. But I have here. I'll go over here and click. I have this. If you are part of my email list, you probably already got it. If you're not, this is a free guide on picking the images you have already. And it gives you ways to do some research, a little bit of research, not that much, on what people are buying at this moment. And you could pick your images that you truly, that are like that you want to get out to the world. But one of the bonuses that I give here, which I feel is very strong, is I share with you how to make a portfolio. So some people will make portfolios, the like 15 images, and it doesn't really tell a story, or your eyes, people get bored. They go through it really quick. And so I teach you how to get them excited. And this is part of my education of going into getting my degree in art with the emphasis of photography. So I've learned this and I'm sharing it with you. So that's in this ultimate guide for picking your images. And what's good about this, and what I want to share with you, this is not the free. This is just a freebie. I'm going to get pick someone for a winner. So tell me hi. Tell me what you photograph. I don't care what you want to do, but put it in the chat, and I will close my eyes and pick somebody to win this next prize, because I always do that when you guys hang out with me all the way. But this right here is it really does help you, because if you have a portfolio, this is perfect for you to do in the spring. If you have a portfolio and you use this guide and you design it and you're thinking, I need to get a couple more pieces. This has happened to some of my clients. They're like, ooh, I didn't realize that. I really need some more of these flowers, or this color, or this style, or this, whatever it is that you're attracting your customers with. I need to build that and express what I do. Then that this will help you go out and shoot right now, that's coming up also, because you're going to be thinking about your portfolio and your clients. It's just like a win-win, honestly. It's just like, it's exciting. I get excited, can you tell? Because just going out there and photographing because you love something is great, but I want you to go beyond that. Honestly, I want you to go beyond that and really put some time and effort into what others love. So, oh, I see there's a chat. Let me go over to the chat. Let's see. Nina, I've let charities select images to auction. I donate the images, but it helps me to see which image get a lot of attention. Perfect. Perfect. And so that's great. And now you can actually put in, oh, and Boris is saying good point. And it is a good point. So when they do that with auctions and doing, that's nice to do the charity. That's perfect. And then make sure that you see a correlation on what is it, because it's good. They're like, okay, what is it? I love that you're saying that it helps you see what images get a lot of attention. So that's perfect. So is it the color, or is it the feel? Yeah, well, it's a feel, right? But again, it could be something that you totally don't even realize, and then you can make more of that too. I love that, charities. I love to do stuff like that. So one of the things that I did too, I always feel like giving. You got to give also as a bit. So we're photographers with the business, passion to profit. But right now, my focus is always on my business, because we have to make money. I'm not spammy. You shouldn't be spammy either, but you should give value, and you should always think about your business, right? And you are so welcome. And I haven't done this because we're traveling around the United States, but I would always go to the high schools and I would talk to people that were interested in photography. And it was like hitting the young people and what they truly wanted. It was really interesting to talk to them and what they like to do. And yeah, so that was a lot of fun doing charity work, and that's what I I I wasn't charity, but it was touching the youth. For me, that was something that I truly love to do. Let's see. I use Instagram to see what gets the most likes, tells me what people like most. Perfect. So when you see the most likes, then definitely put I would just screen capture that. This is a great little tip too, you guys. This is what I do in my portfolio. You'll learn that in the on how I share how to do portfolios. But what I would do, what I would do is I would take the ones that got the highest hits and screen capture them all, put them all together on in I don't know, just I use Google Docs all the time. So I would just throw them all together so I could see them. You could do it in Lightroom if you want. I don't, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you want to see it all together in a big, like page. And the reason why is because when you put them all together on a piece, even if you printed every single one out and put them on the floor, you'll be able to see with your mind what what the similarities, right? Because you could look at one and then you have to go to a different one and it's harder to pay attention to if you haven't asked them why they liked the pieces. So that's why I always say if you do just the likes, that's fine. Then put them all together and see if there's a correlation and go out and photograph and do some more of what you feel that they truly loved and what you like to photograph. And then test it out. And then you're like, okay, I got this. I got this. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I hope you've got something out of it. We're going to now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close my eyes. Oh, wait, I want to show you what you're going to get. So, um, I think I put it last week. I didn't put the mug in that, I think it was Keith. Keith won. Keith, hey, you haven't pinged me. So let me just share with you. I'd want to show this. If you're on Facebook and you want to hear more about the podcast, and I give every Monday, I give you guys a challenge on marketing. You could go to Facebook. It's called Marketing for Landscape and Nature Photographers, and it's pretty quiet right now over there. I haven't put that much love into it. I go into it once a week and I give you guys some stuff. But the more you talk in there, the more I'll jump in there. But I'm a YouTuber. I like Facebook. This is my place where I can just share with you on marketing because I love it so much. So if you want to join that, fine, go for it. So today I'm going to give you a journal. Somebody gets to win a journal. And the reason why is because I want you to write things down because in our mind, when you write it down, you remember. So when you write it down or when you're going out to photograph, it's a small, cute little journal. And when you're writing, I love to have, after I shoot, I like to write things down, like the feelings of what worked and what didn't. And I make stories about my pieces and I think about my clients. So start a journal real quick, just write things down that you've learned from today's podcast and get it going and take that baby journal with you when you go out photographing and when you get a break and you're just chilling and just looking and observing. Just I'm telling you, it's so much, it's so satisfying. I always read back on my journals and I'm like, wow, I forgot that happened. I forgot that I did this. I forgot that the deer was there or whatever it is, right? It's like whatever, or the wind was blowing crazy. It is so good to do real quick journals. And today is something really good to have for this podcast. And then order who before. Let me just. I'm going to say. I'm going to go over here and do my thing like I do. I always close my eyes and push that out. And I want to share. I got to put where you. Whoever wins. Whoever wins. You must email me at support@ccphotobizmethod.com and say I'm a winner. And then this way I know where it goes and all that stuff. And yeah, so okay, so let me do this. Go. I'll give you a second. I'm gonna drink. So what? Oh, let me see. Look, is there any more? Let me look if there's any more because I go through the comment or the chat. Let me see. Okay, okay. I'll give you a second. If you want to write more, you can. I don't. Okay, I'm drinking my water. All right, here we go. And oh my god, it is Boris. Boris, you won. Woohoo! Congratulations, Boris. All right. So email me at support@ccphotobizmethod and I will give you your journal. And you know what? If you guys get a prize from me, I would love for you to take a picture and share it with me because I want to make sure I want to see what it looks like because a lot of times this stuff goes out and I'm like, I hope they liked it. So definitely share with me what you got. It would be fun to see it. So I hope that you have gotten some good information on today, and I will see you next Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. So if you're watching this later, put a comment down below what your challenges, what photographs are you gonna do this spring, or what you planned on doing. It's always excited to talk about what we do, right? Okay, I will say goodbye and I hope you have a wonderful week. Cheers, everyone.